Today we're going to talk about how to convert our music to WAV files so it won't eat up on your CPU, because if you have a VST, then what's going to happen is the CPU is going to start going up the more VSTs you add on the tracks. Alright, I'm using FLStudio 12.2, so just got to keep up with me on that. First things first, we go over here to the little blue little plug-in or whatever, and then we'll use classic synth or something. Use something like Harmless, that's fine, that's a pretty complicated plugin. I got the demo version here, see? So I don't even really need the real version. I mean, I do, but I don't, you know what I mean? I have to just keep up what I do. Because the thing is when I'm making changes here, I usually save it as a WAV file, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do. Only drawback to that is that you cannot go back in and readjust what you did later on as you move throughout the song. So, give or take, pluses and minuses. I mean, I'm not saying don't buy the real versions, but I'm just saying when you're starting off, you want to try to keep your expenses as low as you can so you can warrant your costs. Anyway, first things first, just play some keys. I don't know if you can hear that, but I'm recording from two different devices here. So, usually I keep my tempo about 105 or whatever. I go into song mode. You press this. When it's highlighted, it's in pattern mode. When it's not highlighted, it's in song mode. So you want to keep it in song mode because it's just good for your workflow. But everybody's different, so do what you do. Make sure your little tick is on right here so you can keep up with your click track. You can keep up with the click. I set my tempo at 105 because that's what's normally what I'm hearing on the radio today. These days. So I'm going to go ahead and play a little quick little something. It's not much. It's just something just to give it as a demonstration. So here we go. So, yada yada. So anyway, what you got here right now is your things you just did. Now notice if you've been working with FLStudio, it kind of throws it off a little bit, but don't panic. Cause see, I'm gonna play it back real quick. Now you see how it's kind of one bar ahead or whatever. You just go to the little box right here in the orange, and you just highlight this, and you just pull it over. Hit the pencil, pull it over a little bit. And the reason why it does that is because it processes a lot of information, so it kind of have its own latency. It don't have no MIDI latency. It's just latency as far as recording it in here. Anyway, so there you go. Right? Okay, so that's cool, right? So I get out of there. It's all lined up the way I wanted on the ticks, on the bars, 4 bars, little phrase. All right, so what we're going to do now is this little thing right here that came with 12.2 gives you the channel that you want to have it in. So, for instance, you got your mixing board right here, right? Well, I'm going to put this in channel 5. So, as you can see right here, it's in channel 5. Or you can do it the other way. You can just right-click. But we'll talk about that later because we're going to come back to this. Alright, so what I do is I solo this track, and then I save it under File, export it as a WAV file. See what I'm saying? So I hit that real quick. I'm going to save it on my desktop, and I'm going to save it just regular on my desktop and just put practice for right now. But what you want to do is always make sure that your folders are in order, because when people come and ask you later on to dig up a file or a song, you don't want to be all over the place with it. So you want to create your own folder and make sure you keep your sounds and samples and all that stuff in the same folder, because you never know when your PC might crash, you know what I mean? Or you might end up with a new type of software. But you want to kind of not deal with too many different software programs, because what's going to happen is you can interrupt your workflow because you're going to forget where sounds is. Somebody will be like, I want that bass line, I want that synth bass. Now you're working in a different program, then you're going to have to search for it and all this kind of stuff. It's good just to know where everything is at. So that's why I keep on my hard drive. I keep all my sounds on my hard drive and all my clips and waves. And anyway, I'm saving this as a wave because waves is used all across the board, whether you're using Pro Tools, Ableton, whatever you want to use. So anyway, I'm going to press start. It's rendering right now. It's moving kind of slow because I got this video deal on, but It's all good. So what's going to happen, I'll just tell you real quick while it's rendering. What's going to happen is you want to save all your sounds in your WAV files. You know, you want to label them. You want to make sure that you labeling your stuff correctly just for organizational purposes. And also, like I said, WAV files are used across the board, so you just want to save everything as a WAV file. And within, if you do download a plugin, a VST plugin, what you want to do is make sure that you, as you adjust the sounds, that you saving it as you go. You know what I'm saying? So you can always have a bank of sounds to go back to. And we'll get into that on another video, how to save sounds and stuff. But for right now, you have Harmless still right here. It's still pulling your CPU a little bit, not much right now because we don't have a lot of tracks, but as you move throughout the program or your song, you're going to start building tracks and it's going to become a problem. So the first thing you want to do is add a channel. And you see how I went none. Right here I went none, so you press none and it opens up a sampler. What you're going to do is you're going to hit that sampler and you're going to go to this little folder right here. And then within this folder, you're going to go back to where you saved it at. We saved it under practice, right? So let's find practice. Practice is right here. So as you can hear that, it's right there. I normalize it and you take the loop off. But I don't even really need to do that. I just do it just because. But I don't even save it again. I just take it and just drag it over here. And as you see, I'm still in practice mode. So anyway, now as you see, it's an audio file and it's saved right here. So remember we was talking about coming back to this. This is the reason why. On insert 1, I'm gonna right click and say channel routing, and I'm gonna route that route what I just did to this particular channel. See what I'm saying? So there you go. And see, they even match up with the colors and everything. So make sure that's highlighted. Right click it and then you save it, and now you have control over it. You can assign your control surfaces or just use your mouse, whatever you want to do. Alright, so now that's saved. Now I'm going to get out of here and I'm going to go back to all, and now I can delete Harmless because I don't even need it no more because I already recorded what I did here. Okay, so we already did that. So as you see, it's on channel 1. This is on channel 1 too. You don't even need that. You can just take that off because they both going to be routed to the same channel. You don't want that. So that's all. I put my link inside of my YouTube page or whatever you're watching this from. And see you next time. This is Denaro O'Neal signing out for Virtual Music Generation.